Today we're watching a little bit of mock rock. It's called Best Designed Smash Ultimate Characters. Oh, I thought it was moves. It's a little subjective, isn't it? I wonder if he's going to go more along the route of like how Steve is very, okay, no, he's not very honest to his game, but they tried. I think they did a good job of implementing him into Smash, I'm not gonna lie. Even if it's not like one-to-one with Minecraft, I think they did a pretty good job of like blending them together, you know what I mean? So I'm curious as to like what characters he would consider to be well designed, whether it be like that or a character that just like has like a really fun interactive cool kit. Not Shulk, not Fox. There's no good character design. Anyway, let's see what he has to say.
Everyone seems to love Terry.
Whoa. Everyone seems to love Terry. That is not true. Terry is f***ing obnoxious.
Everyone's
Look at his own face. He's immediately... No, dude, Terry has very quickly pissed me off. I hate Terry. He is just kind of like, he's just really obnoxious to deal with, and he's a spot dodge canceling scumbag and kills you at 10%.
Yeah, the comeback mechanic thing. So I do think as far as comeback...
Wait. Does Mockrock like comeback mechanics? The reason I hate comeback mechanics in Ultimate is because they also dual function as a snowball mechanic. Think about Joker and Arsene. If you are losing to Joker and he's at like 160 and he gets Arsene, it's immediately just like, come on. You know what I mean? Or like KO punch, like Little Mac lived to like 150. He's got his second KO punch of the stock. Like, come in.
Mechanics go, these are still reasonably well balanced.
No, it is. Go is not well balanced at all. Reference that one set of Cosmos versus the Mexican Terry player. No.
special inputs can be a bit finicky with Ultimate's buffer system, particularly online, and the strange decision to make them usable with the A button means that you'll find yourself doing them unintentionally sometimes.
I didn't even think about that either. I think the fact that you can do special inputs with the A button is so cringe, and I wish they didn't do that for any of the fighting game characters, and I think it objectively makes them all worse designed.
Almost necessitating the C-stick for your aerials and then...
It just sucks because, like, in some ways it kind of makes sense. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't. No, because there's like no difference unless you're Kazuya.
And also, auto turnaround is
Aimbot.
stupid. I'm sorry. Terry was actually a pretty new character when I originally wrote this, and Ryu and Ken were not very popular at this point. So I hadn't really had time to appreciate just how much the auto turnaround thing messes with a lot of scenarios it really has no business messing with.
Crackshoot can sometimes just decide to go the other way. Yeah, honestly, I've seen Riddles SD with Crackshoot sometimes too. Link. Interesting choice for a well-designed character. I think my only problem with Link is his over-centralized nair, because like I think all of his projectiles are pretty well balanced. Like I think they're like mildly interactive and like just cool to like Boomerang, for example, is this little 50-50 of like, am I gonna throw it straight at you or am I gonna go for a jump read? Either way, it's a little too safe on shield, which can be pretty annoying sometimes. And then like Arrow has like the little mechanic where you can pick it up and it's like infinitely chargeable, or oh, I don't know, whatever. I don't think it's infinitely chargeable. I don't know. Anyway, down B is just a cool bomb. Just it's bomb but cooler, you know. I can appreciate that out of him. But then like the scrap starts and he's just an up B out of shield bot and nair, and it's just like not fun to fight or realistically play because it just enforces one of two play styles: projectile camping, or I can't keep up with you in neutral because I'm a slow fat character, so I'm gonna nair and up B out of shield the whole time. That's like my only problem with Link, is that his CQC is just so lame.
Traditionally, Link in Smash has been heavily centralized around pulling bombs and mid-range distance mix-ups using his sword and his hookshot, both on the ground and in the air.
I'm a little sad they got rid of the hookshot. I thought the hookshot was cool.
This time, though, having received a significant overhaul to align with his Breath of the Wild appearance as well as the increased pace of Ultimate's gameplay, Link can effortlessly switch...
I hope in the next game that they like implement more of the Sheikah Slate stuff, especially with like Tears of the Kingdom being where it's at and stuff.
You can throw the bomb at them, you can Zed drop it off the ledge, you can throw it onto the ledge...
Zed drop it. Canadian spotted.
...and follow up your pressure with any amount of traps, among many, many other options.
True.
See, I agree with the creativity of Bomb, but that's like the only cool thing they realistically did with Link.
So while yes, the bomb does definitely emphasize that aspect of the character more than it used to, I still do wish it was emphasized.
You know what? Maybe I'm a little biased. I think Zero Suit low-key might be good character design. Like, I'm thinking about it right now. I think it's cool that you have to use, like, all the moves, you know what I mean? If you want to be a good Zero Suit player. I mean, I say that, but we did also just watch Mado, like, 2-button spam all the way up to top 24 of Kagaribi, so I don't know. Roy, Buttons McGee? I almost agree. I almost agree based on the principle that I have always hated Marth. The reason I dislike Marth is because I hate that he gets over-rewarded for spacing, which is something that almost every character in the game does. But Roy is a little bit different, where there's kind of two spacings that you can get away with, which like it almost encourages belligerent behavior, but it also encourages interactive like play styles. So I actually kind of agree with the Roy one. Hold on, someone in my chat said Roy is fun to play against, and I think we don't think enough about fun to play against. I feel like I've been talking about that decently with like a lot of the opinions that I've given out so far, but I mean, is Roy fun to play against? Kind of. I mean, at the end of the day, it does feel like you're getting chimped out on, and he's killing you very early and getting really easy openings. So it can be very frustrating, but like, if I had to choose between fighting Roy, beating my ass, or Steve camping me out, I guess I would choose the Roy every time, right?
Oh, even his recovery's in a spot that I really like. Good enough so that he's not a sitting duck, but if you play your cards right, you can actually edge guard this character, which I think the game needs a lot more of.
True. Wolf is... He is such a simple character that I agree. He is simplicity done right. I mean, like, I did the video with, like, Bread and Butters, and he is just the absolute peak of that. And he also has, like, just, like, layers of... Like he's super simple, but you can, like, master it and bring it to top level if you, like, just hammer out the basics, basically. Wolf plays cheater neutral? No, he doesn't. He's so balanced. I hate Wolf's Nair in neutral. What do you mean? But I mean, like, there's so many characters with that Nair. It's really, like, a pretty inoffensive Nair. It's a good Nair. In fact, it's, like, one of the better ones of its type. Because, like, the sweet spot kills super early. And also combos at early percents. And then later times, like, the weak spot will just do the same stuff. I don't know.
I've played every big platform fighter that's come out since then, as well as a lot of smaller ones. This is probably a top 5 character design, period, for me, in any of them. He's
That's
so
real.
good, and I only find myself appreciating him more over time.
I wish with Wolf that they did more of that, like, brawl design, where he was like a wild, like, a rabid animal, and he was like, his idle animation was him just doing the 11 from Street Fighter, or whatever that character's name was. That was, you know, whatever. I liked when he looked like a psychopath. I wish they would lean into that, but I also do appreciate characters that, like, you know, actually talk smack when they put, like, or like taunt and stuff. Their taunts are actually taunts. Like, he's just a cool character to play, design-wise. To play against, it can be a little bit frustrating, but, like, once you understand the flaws and you understand how to outplay your opponents and, like, play mind games and stuff, he's pretty good. He's pretty fun. HMs.
The Ice Climbers have been very contentious in previous Smash games due to relatively simple, guaranteed 0 to deaths off of a single grab. But in Ultimate, they're an incredibly cool and elaborate setup character.
No, they're
constantly test both players' awareness of the game around them. I can't put them on this list in good...
No. It's definitely not Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers is not cool. Ice Climbers has never been cool. Ice Climbers is playing a single-player game, doing Squall, and then shielding with the main climber and blizzarding with the secondary climber, and then punishing people for trying to punish you. And it's just so obnoxious. And yeah, exactly. Loud, incorrect buzzer. Icy's is whack.
Sheik I would definitely keep on the candidates list too. She has much more of her own identity now after being continuously buffed. I don't think she feels like a watered down Smash 4 Sheik anymore. She's got a much bigger emphasis on drag down kill confirms, and needles play a bigger role in her combo game. She's her own thing now. Fox?
I think nowadays people just like combo characters, and I think that's mostly because the meta has shifted towards, like, 0 to death combo characters or fight cast for the ghost characters. So I think, you know, when people are doing real combos, people just like the character, which is why people like Fox, Sheik, Joker, Zero Suit. PT, absolutely not. Oh no, this character is everything wrong with Ultimate. Are you kidding me? I've gone on this rant a bunch of times, but we're gonna do it again. For those who do not know, why Pokemon Trainer is, in my opinion, super turbo hella whack. I'm curious to know if you guys agree with me. So my whole thing on Pokemon Trainer is that if Ultimate had 3 major things wrong with it, Pokemon Trainer is literally all of those things. Squirtle is unreactable approaches with high reward combos, which is why people hate Fox and Mario and stuff like that. So he's just, like, very, very annoying to play against for 2 reasons. One, you either fish for trades the whole time, or you just hope your character has the speed to compete with him in neutral. And he's also a little bastard, so he's hard to hit too. It's just like everything frustrating in a character you could put. I hate Squirtle. And then they also just threw side B with super armor on for some reason, just to make him even more annoying to fight. And then you press down B, boom, Ivysaur. Projectile camp, those projectiles also combo. It's very uninteractive. And then she also has that get off of me nair that functions as a get out of juggles, play neutral for me, get, like, you know, like combo extensions into up B, like just throw out nair. And when I'm not doing that, I'm spamming side B and grab. It's so annoying. and just not interactive. Think like Isabelle or Samus. It's the same but different, you know what I mean? And then Charizard is just heavy cheese. Nobody likes heavy cheese. Did you ever get up smashed by a Bowser at 50% and say, wow, that was sick? No, you didn't, unless you're a Bowser player or you're a heavy apologist. I don't want to get throw back aired by Charizard at 20% and have to shake that dude's hand. You know what I mean? Like, Charizard is just super cringe. Ivysaur alone is broken. Yeah, it's just obnoxious. It's a very Wi-Fi playstyle. Sure, no, Charizard is not sinless because people will just, like, again, it's just one button neutral with Nair, Flame Breath for all the gaps in between, and then just try to kill your opponent at 2% as often as possible. It's every annoying archetype put into one bastard, and you just have to deal with it. The only balancing factor that makes Pokemon Trainer a little bit more bearable is that their disadvantage is kind of bad. You can keep them in juggles pretty well, and you can read like down B swaps to get out of disadvantage. We just not talking about Ivysaur down air. Listen, everyone's got their things, okay? Ivysaur down air is broken, it's obnoxious, it's super easy to hit. Yes, I don't, like, whatever. I don't even care about that. Bad matchup, you can just switch Pokemons and probably even at worst. Yeah. I think in theory it's really cool to play 3 different archetypes to fit your, like your needs for that match. In theory, that's really cool that you always have the option to not play a specific matchup or just mix up your opponent. But it just ends up being a single player game, and all Pokemon Trainer players do is just, they are the problem, they play like they're a problem player, and they're not actually like adapting most of the time. I hate it.
Oh no, whoa. Don't make me play the heavyweight. Heavyweights are bad. I would never be caught playing a heavyweight. Maybe you're bad, huh? Maybe he wouldn't be caught playing with you.
The characters are naturally oriented
Bro loves
towards
PT.
combos, controlling space, and recovery and raw kill power, but these are not shallow toolkits. Apart from being down a special move, they play like their own fully formed fighters and can all perform each of.
And they all have kill throws. Thank God. Sometimes, you sacrifice stuff to make up for other, things in your kit, but that doesn't happen with PT. You're scared of grab no matter which character they're playing. You're scared of out of shield no matter which character they're playing. And you are respecting unreactable mid-range no matter which character they're playing or which Pokemon, whatever.
Ivysaur does feel very fleshed out, and Charizard literally was its own character in Smash 4, and it worked perfectly fine. Squirtle, though, I'll admit Squirtle is kind of a grab and forward tilt bot, and as its own standalone character would be pretty underwhelming. I think it fits well into the context of Pokemon Trainer as a whole, don't get me wrong.
A friend of mine once said that Pokemon Trainer plays honest to the games, where they only use 4 moves per Pokemon.
Looking through all the newcomers, I'm going to say most of their designs, especially in Fighters Pass 2, have some glaring problems, to put it lightly. Joker would be on here, except Downward Angled Gun is so stupid, and...
Ain't no way we're complaining about Down Gun. Down Gun is so inoffensive. When was this video made? Because Down Gun got nerfed. This was 8 days ago. Down Gun was already nerfed. Mock Rock, this move is okay.
You know who I do really love in Ultimate, though? Is Rosalina.
I don't really care for Rosalina Luma. I don't know, I guess it's cool. I think it's a good take on puppet characters, but I think Luma's a little overtuned sometimes.
And actually, so does Mega Man. Now, Mega Man and Rosalina are both annoying characters, but as far as I'm concerned, Smash has to include some annoying characters. Some of the source material just inevitably leads to that. And
the only reason I don't like Mega Man is because first of all, Jab leading in the Nair and getting knocked back out of it is kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. And Leaf Shield. The shield poking and being able to grab items out of it. He's kind of unbalanced and promotes very slow gameplay, which I don't think is necessarily bad. I don't know. I like playing Mega Man. I find him very fun to play. I find him super annoying to play against. He just has minimal risk sometimes for high reward.
It's not like he has a frame 4 out of shield option. That goes a long way towards making me like him as far as zoners go. And the other group...
maybe it is a good thing he doesn't have broken out of shield. Instead, he has Leaf Shield and back air out of shield, which kills at 7%.
I want to mention are heavyweights. Now, Ultimate has some egregious misses with their heavyweight designs on both ends of the power spectrum, but some of the others closer to the middle of the pack I think are really well handled. I think Donkey Kong's a pretty well designed character in Ultimate.
Okay, I love Donkey Kong. I don't think he's good game design. He's just way too swingy. He either +3s you or -3s you. And I feel just by design, that's not good, That just can't be good design. And I really can't even go super into it. That's just how I feel about it.
All right, so these are my candidates, and I think Terry and Link, as I said, are both disappearing. Now what are we doing? Well, if Incineroar is my favorite heavyweight, I think that probably puts these two in honorable mentions, and then Incineroar is going to be number 5. Number 4 goes to Rosalina. I think
we
she's
just numbering?
nice, though. And there you have it. As far as I'm concerned, in 2026, these are the best designed characters.
I still hate Pokemon Trainer. I will never be convinced that Pokemon Trainer is good character design. That they just were like, everything that's annoying, put it on PT. Wolf is good design, Roy is good design, Rose is whatever, Incineroar is really good. 3 out of 5? Yeah, more or less. There you go. Tell me, go ahead in the comments what characters you think are the best designed characters in Ultimate. While you're down there, like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.